Hello, beautiful people. It is the poet, the artist, the creator, and energy curator, Drekkia Writes, and we're live in 501, and you know what's up. So thank y'all for tuning in to Art on Arkansas. Today, we have one of the dopest young artists that I know, Norel, aka CEO. So Norel McAdoo, he will be being interviewed today. So I'm super excited to have him. I know we got a few people who are already tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. If you could, go ahead and share this video, like this video, because you never know who you'll bless, because this interview is guaranteed to give you some kind of inspiration, all right? So I'm about to bring on Norel, aka CEO McAdoo. So without further ado, Mr. McAdoo. All right, now, there we go.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Norel. So I was just letting everybody know that you're one of the dopest young people that I know. It's been such an honor to watch you grow as an individual. Like, I can't believe you have facial hair now.
Yeah, just a little bit,
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit. So Norel, he is a lyricist by day, and he's also a student. And I'm actually going to let him introduce himself. So again, as you all watch this video, please make sure you share this video, like this video, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comments below, and I will read them out loud. So, CEO, just to pop this off, can you please let everybody know who you are and give us a background on how you got started in the arts, and let them know your art medium too.
Okay, so my name is Norel McAdoo, aka CEO Norel, and Norel is spelled Norel, CEO Norel. And so I am an artist, not a visual artist, a recording artist, a poet, published author, and a studio engineer as well. And so I kind of got started with the arts when I was young, and I was probably around the age of 5, around pre-K age. And my parents, both of them being in the arts, they both encouraged me to play instruments. So I started playing drums, piano. I had like piano lessons, and I played saxophone and band. And then I did actually put out a rap album when I was 5 years old with my sister. And so I've been continuing on with music and rapping since 10th grade, and I've been recording myself, producing myself, and engineering myself.
Wow, that's pretty big, pretty impressive, because right now you're only 20, 21?
Yeah, I'm only 21, and I'm a senior at Tennessee State University. I forgot to say that.
Right, what are you majoring in?
Civil engineering. It has nothing to do with music, but I'm in all aspects of engineering in the civil capacity and in the music capacity.
Okay, I like that. That's interesting. I always think that artists, we're very creative. So do you think there's any kind of way you could mesh the two, civil engineering and
I feel like I could mesh the two, like similar to how educators do. So I feel like I could make like just some study tactics with some raps for each subject, really, something like that. Creative wise, other than that, I think I have to really sit down and really think about it, because it's kind of hard, because like you said, you're using the opposite sides of your brain. You use math and science, and then the arts, but to bring both of those together, I feel like I would do that with like a study method or something like that.
Okay. Now, you did mention earlier that you had some influences, which were your parents.
Yes.
And you said you dropped your first album at 5. Now, I would like to know, how do you feel, art has impacted your life? Like, in what ways has it, probably helped you grow or help you understand any things or manage relationships, study?
Yeah, so
how has art impacted your life?
Art has impacted my life by changing my life. Like, art, it gives me an outlet to just voice my expressions, my emotions, and having that outlet, it's like therapy almost, just having someone to express yourself with, to talk with. And so I feel like I can always just delve into my inner thoughts and just lay it all out on the track better than I can talking to somebody or trying to express it through conversation. So I feel like I get a lot more ideas across using my art. And yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing, the biggest impact it's had on my life.
I love that. I love that. So you said, and and I know some of these questions I didn't even write down, but you just making my mind move. But with you having that artistic impact in your life, having your mom and your dad, they're closely,
Mm-hmm.
You interact with them on a daily. Do you ever feel like, well, since you said that art has given you the freedom to express, do you ever feel the opposite where you feel maybe like pressure to create, or scared or even nervous because you have two great parents who do great poetry? Do you ever feel like kind of held back or restrained in any kind of way?
In terms of being held back or restrained in any way, I think like early on, like when I was still in high school, like 10th grade, I was basically censoring myself. I feel like I was like just making it more kid appropriate because I was a kid at the time. I feel like, but then it I after I moved out and went to college, or after I went to college and stuff, I started going more, it was more realistic versus like a true portrayal of my life, my music was. So I feel like early on, I feel like I was just kind of censoring myself in terms of just because it's out there for the whole world to see. So I didn't want a certain aspect of my life to be just out in the public for a minute. But then after I grew up a little bit more, I just realized it, like the art is just, this is really like one of the only things that I truly just have. So I can't censor it. I can't censor it. I gotta just lay it all out like how I live my life. And so I feel like that was a obstacle I had to overcome in terms of just accepting my voice and my portrayal of how I wanted to put my music out.
Ooh, look, I just feel touched way down in my spirit. You said that you had to be honest and vulnerable because people don't understand, like with art, you do have to be vulnerable in some aspect. I
Mm-hmm.
always say that, when you are given a gift to be able to speak, like that's truly a superpower. When you're able to articulate your experiences on paper, it requires a level of vulnerability so that you can be able to connect with your audience. I think people who don't understand like the importance of that, they kind of
Yeah.
sell themselves short and they're not able to tap all the way in. So I wanted to ask you, like, was there a certain moment that you can pinpoint where you were like, oh yeah, man, I have to be real with myself. I can't keep worrying about what somebody else is going to think,
Yeah.
or if I'm going to help somebody, I just have to tell my truth. Was there a
Yeah.
specific
So
moment?
I had I can't remember like the day, but I just remember this time period where I was trying to make like a specific sound I had in my head. Like I was like, I'm gonna make this song for the ladies. Like I feel like all the girls like this song and it just really pop. And then so when I was going into the studio to make that album, I was trying to make a whole album like that. To make that whole album, when I was trying to do it like that, I don't know, I was doing too much planning on the forefront, and so I just feel like it just wasn't me. So I feel like sometimes when you have those expectations and goals, like you say, okay, this time I want to reach a different target audience, or like when you start thinking about who you making your music for too much, that can start altering how you create your art. So like I said, going back to, I just had to just, and like you said, it is the most honest and vulnerable you will be, because I feel like art is basically just like looking in the mirror in front of everybody else. So you're looking at yourself, but you're showing everybody else at the same time. And so like, and a lot of times I noticed that when I go back and listen to old music, like it's like, man, I was really like that. Like I was really thinking, like I was really in that place when I made this song. Like I was really, or sometimes I surprised myself. Like I was like, man, how did I know I was going to be speaking to my future self? Like sometimes I go back to my lyrics and still get stuff from it today because I was just speaking from a place of where I like, it was just truth and authenticity. That word. Yeah.
So I think it's so funny, when you speak, it sounds so poetic. So I'm over here snapping. All right. Again, so and being able to use your words, like there's power in our words and our thoughts. Today I was listening to Steve Harvey and he said something that really sizzled in my spirit, if you will. He said
Okay.
that you have not because you ask not. And when he said that, I'm like, all right, I have to literally use my voice and my words to manifest the reality that I want. So when you said you can't believe some of the stuff you wrote that like is manifesting in your life today, it just speaks to the fact that our words and our voice is powerful and that it's important that you use your voice. I told myself when I was growing up that my story is not for me to keep to myself, it's for somebody else. So you've collected these experiences to be able to create these masterpieces that literally when you put out probably going to change somebody's spirit, change somebody's life. Like you don't know what your voice and your words does for for somebody else. So it's really good that you are tapped in and you have that understanding and that you've come to a point where you're just like, hey, I gotta be real about who I am because your voice matters, you know, and it can't be sheltered or overlooked.
And I mean, people will DM me, like random people who don't even know me. They'll DM me and they be like, "Man, keep pushing, keep going with your music stuff." Like I feel like that you really spoke to me, or a lot of more times in poetry, I see people's reaction in real time. So when I'm doing poetry for a live event and I see somebody crying or somebody come up to me after the event, like that's just confirmation that somebody else needed to hear those words.
Exactly. And another thing you said too, when you were going to the studio and you were trying to create with this idea that you wanted to create something for the girls, the women, it made me think about poetry slam. Now, when I started writing poetry and I was just doing it from my heart, you know, just letting it spill, it was easy. But then when I started to compete, I realized I was trying to adjust my writing to be able to play this game. Like I was now trying to cater not to myself and my authentic experiences, but I was trying to create something that I knew was going to get some snaps, some high scores that was going to make people be like, ooh, ah. And it really took away from my ability to enjoy writing. So I think when we don't be authentic with ourselves, we also hinder our creativity. So I definitely felt that.
Yeah,
My next
I totally
question.
agree.
So what? Yeah.
My
So
bad.
what's been
What'd you
some
say?
highlights of your? No, I was just gonna ask, what have been some highlights of your career so far?
Highlights of my career so far, I feel like I would say one of my biggest highlights was I put on a show, promoted it myself, and just basically put it on, got all the acts, and that was at the House of Art, and I think that was in my 11th junior year of high school. I put on a full show, and it was packed out. Like I had people out there. What I'm mad about, I didn't do another show. That's what I'm mad about at myself for, because I didn't do another one. But that was like a big moment because I had other artists, local artists in the city, people at the high school come through, and I had a whole bunch of fans, like people who I didn't even expect to come out came out. And so I feel like that was a big moment. Another big moment would be my first album. And so my name is CEO Norel. So I have a series called Step Into My Office, SIMO for short. And so I have SIMO 1, 2, 3, and 4. SIMO 1 is my biggest accomplishment because that was my first album. And so when I decided I was gonna be a rapper again. So this is 10th grade, and I'm like, everybody's rapping, I'm gonna be a rapper again. So I come out with this album, Step Into My Office, CEO Norel. And so now fast forward 2021, this album is not on Apple Music no more because it was my first album, and I feel like it just wasn't all the way there in terms of my development as an artist. But it's still important to me because it's just so special because I can, when I go back and listen to it, I know what I was trying to do, and the way I measured the success is how well that message got across to the listeners, and that's why I took it down. But my plan is to come out with an anniversary tape for this SIMO series, Step Into My Office series. I want to come out with a whole anniversary SIMO 5. This will be the 5th and final installment of Step Into My Office. This is on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere. And so I'm gonna do some remakes of some of the older songs that I've gotten better with, and I'm gonna sprinkle some new songs in there. And so that I want that to be the pinnacle of my SIMO arsenal, I guess, or just the collection trilogy. It's more than 3, so it's more than a trilogy. I just want that to be the pinnacle though, and I want that to be the ending note that we have Step Into My Office, and then I'm gonna move on as an artist and go on into future endeavors. But right now, my biggest moment as an artist is my next moment, which would be that SIMO tape 5-year anniversary.
There we go. My biggest moment is my next moment. There we go.
Yeah, that is my biggest moment, is my next moment. But let me go back. I did skip over. I did build a studio over the summer. So I built a whole studio for recording. So if you're an artist, if you're a singer, a rapper, a producer, please hit me up, because I have SIMO Studios now open in the Central Arkansas area, and so I can record. If you want to make a hip hop song or R&B song, we can make that happen as well. So that just opened up this past summer. So that was a big accomplishment as well.
That's pretty big. I think I'm working on an album, so I'm gonna have to come record some poetry or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes. So I'm about to read some of these comments. We got some good people tuned in. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Gloria, Mac, Regina Doyne, Renita, everybody at the Arkansas Arts Council, Mr. Charlie McAdoo. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, please make sure you share this video, leave any questions, comments, or concerns, and I will read them aloud. We did get a comment from Stacy McAdoo. Righteous Mixtape is pretty awesome, a pretty awesome project. You should have not taken it down. And I think she put an emoji. There's a violin. You forgot about the violin. You played the violin?
Yeah. I also played the violin, the recorder, the trombone. What else did I play? All the saxophones. I played all the alto, tenor, soprano, baritone. I played a lot of instruments.
Do you still play any?
Yeah, my daddy, he been getting on me because he said I need to pick up my saxophone and not lose my chops or whatever. Right. I have picked it up. Since he told me that. I have picked it up, but I am not playing as consistently as I should.
See, that'll make you stand out.
I know that's what everybody telling me. I am. No, that is coming up though. That's gonna be. And in this SIMO tape, one of the songs gonna have a saxophone playing in it, and I want y'all to know that was me. Don't think that there was just a computer saxophone. I'm gonna put a saxophone sample in there, and it's gonna be me on them vocals.
Okay, well, I definitely will be waiting for it. And I actually did want to compliment you on the Step Into My Office theme. When you first came out and you had your name CEO, and then your album was related to the name, I really like that you essentially were creating like a brand identity out the door. And I think that really sets you up, to still be able to move forward. So I thought that was a really, really, really cool concept. I was over here taking notes. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's crazy because I don't know what made me think about Step Into My Office. But once I knew it, I had the name CEO Norel since like middle school. That was just my Instagram name. And so when I decided to be a rapper and I decided what my first tape would be, it took me a long time to come up with Step Into My Office. But then once I came up with Step Into My Office, I was like, I want this artist page to, because I'm not from like the trenches in the hood. Like I'm not the gutter music. I'm not the trap music. I'm not the R&B, like, well, I'm getting closer to R&B, but I'm not just singing. So like I had to find a niche area, and so I wanted it to be specific and move with a purpose and have like a whole, like you said, a whole brand. I was building a whole brand, so I was building a whole persona when I thought about CEO Norel. So I was like, he's a businessman. He's all about business. He's all about making that money. And so like even the song titles, like you said, the album title Step to My Office, but song titles, we got song titles, SIMO, that's the acronym, the album title. But then you got You're Fired, you got Never Not Working, Business as Usual, Been business is booming. Like I just got a whole bunch of everything is related to business because CEO Norel is all about getting his family out the struggle and taking care of business.
There we go. Look at that. Brand identity. Clear, concise. Everybody that's tuned in, please take notes. So we did have a question from Gloria. She said, what inspires your music?
What inspires my music is really just my life. And sometimes when I hear some music that's played on either the radio or some local people, like I get ideas from people. I'm not afraid to admit that I get ideas from people sometimes, but like that's only a small part of the inspiration. The inspiration, it just comes from me tapping in, and I really kind of got to lock myself in a room and just play the beat over and over again, and then some inspiration to come to me. Like I just, whatever vibes I'm getting from the beat, however I feel, whatever emotions I'm feeling, and whatever words come to my head, I just run with it. And so like when I write my music, I kind of start off with a freestyle and then develop it later into a fully formed concept.
I like that. Now to the intense question. I need you to drop your top 5 artists, dead or alive, local, worldwide.
Okay. My top 5. Look, I'm gonna tell you my top 5, but it does not have an order to it. And this is my top 5. I'm not saying these the greatest rappers alive, but this is my top 5. This is some music you will find in my library. So top 5, I would have to say Tupac. I just give it to Tupac. You gotta pay respect to your elders. So even though I feel like he's not an elder, but it was before our time, and so I feel like to neglect that is irresponsible. So he's the greatest rapper to ever touch a microphone. Then after him, he's the only person in my old school people that I know about. But I had to show love to old school people. So then I got Drake, I got Lil Wayne. Lil Baby has actually come up into my top 5. Lil Baby at the new school, he putting on for the new school. I feel like, I don't know, he's gonna be the next person to take over the rap game. So that's 4 right there. And my 5th person is J. Cole. I always rock with J. Cole. My favorite album from J. Cole is For Your Eyes Only. I don't know what it is about that. It's concise. It's a story. The whole album is a story. It just paints a picture. I feel like that's his best body of work. But yeah, those are my top 5. So Tupac, Drake, Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, and J. Cole.
Okay, I see you played it safe. Smart man. No, and speaking of J. Cole, I think like his best body of work to me has been KOD. Like I feel like he really touched on a subject that was really sensitive. Like he talked about mental health, addiction and drugs, and that it was just powerful. Really powerful.
No, it was. That album definitely has some gems on there for sure. And then you talking about safe picks. See, I wanted to put Big Sean in there for what I used to like Big Sean so much, but I don't know, recently he been disappointing me, so he done got dropped out of the top 5 for me. But I don't know, it's definitely some other rappers I'm listening to, some underground people. Like if we talk, you said local people, I don't know why I didn't even think about local people. But this person, my local friend, this person right here is in my top 5 local or industry people. And I feel like it's this person named K.O. Lewis. K.O., he be going off. He be snapping on tracks. And then it's this dude named Penn Davis. Penn Davis and K.O. Lewis, they going hard for the city. And you got some more people in the city going off. You got Two Stack JVO. You got Dark Winter Tokyo. You got Dada Man. You got a lot of people in the city putting on right now, actually. And I just love the energy the city has right now.
What about the ladies? I didn't hear no lady names.
Ladies, you got Kaya Blaze. I know Kaya Blaze. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to tap in with some more I've only had 2 female artists in my studio. I've been trying to tap in with more and more females. It's this young lady who just made a song. She's gonna come out with her first song, Queen Price. See, watch out for her. She's coming out with some music. It's some ladies on the scene. I really been trying to find some more ladies to get tapped in with. Actually, I'm being honest.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll definitely make that happen because the women they've been putting on as far as rap and stuff goes here lately. So my next question. So I'm really big on arts and education. How important do you think it is to have the arts infused in academics?
That's very important. It's imperative, I feel like, to have art in the schools because the arts just give you that sense of individuality, I guess, that just makes you feel like you just get your identity from art. You can get your identity from the arts. Like math is my favorite subject, but I'm still an art person. Arts is just me. Being creative is just me. So I wouldn't use, even though math is my favorite subject, I wouldn't say I'm just a math person. Like I would say I needed the arts in school. If I had math all day long, I would just go crazy because you need something to switch it up, and I feel like in art is genius. It's just genius in art. And to watch everybody create art, because everybody's gonna do it differently. That's why I feel like you just get that individuality and that identity from creating art. And so I just feel like it's imperative for especially our young people in the society.
I definitely agree with you, that individuality component, especially as you're developing through your school age years, like being able to have that freedom to create without rules, it gives you, the courage and the confidence to be able to make decisions. So I think there's a parallel between our ability to make decisions and the act of creating art, because in art, you literally get to do what you want to do. In poetry, I can make up words. As a visual artist, I can make the lines move and look like however I want them to look. I can make the picture mean whatever it is I want it to mean, because right now, especially being in the Bible Belt, I think we get taught what to think so much that we operate like robots and feel like we have to be told exactly what to do. Like a lot of people are scared to step outside the box, but I think art gives you that courage and that confidence to do that.
It does. It definitely does. And I feel like that when you get to do the arts and be an individual like that, it's no wrong way to create art. So you can do it however you feel like doing.
Exactly. And you said you love math. I hate math. I did a whole poem.
Right. I remember that poem.
So I'm just trying to see what joy you get out of it.
I don't know. I guess that's why I became an engineer. I became an engineer because I like math. Math is just I'm a simple. I feel like I'm simple and logical. So I feel like it just makes the most sense to me. Yeah, English. Even though I'm good with words, I don't like English. I don't like the English class course subject.
So you say you're logical. That's why you like math. So that explains why I don't like it. I'm illogical. Okay.
I ain't mean it like that, but yeah, I guess if you want to say that.
I guess. Gloria said, "What about your daddy, rapper?" Oh, she said you didn't mention your daddy as a rapper.
Oh, yeah, no. See, I meant to say him with the I meant to say him with the greatest, with my top 5, because he's definitely in the top 5. The Mount Rushmore is top 4, right? Mount Rushmore, see, my pops, he on the Mount Rushmore. He not even in the top 5. He on the Mount Rushmore because he's greater than the top 5. He was the first person to teach me how to record myself, how to rap, and all of that type of stuff. So the OG goated for sure already.
That's what we talking about. Yeah. Okay. Madra said, "Do you ever get writer's block? What do you do?"
Writer's block. Yeah, I feel like it's not really a thing. It's just a period in time where you just feel a little less inspired than say you typically do. And so during this writer's block period, what I try to do is I try to just force myself to write, just continue to write, because something good is gonna come. If I write a whole song, I'm gonna have at least one line in there that I really like. I really at least one. So I know. So if I'm going through a slump period where I feel like I'm not writing too many good lines, I know I can still get enough material from multiple different places and put it in one song. And the same thing goes with the album as well. Like when I'm creating an album, I create more songs than go on the actual album. So you always cutting down to get rid of some of that fat, so you get all the greatest music that you could put out. You want it to be so concise and just full of the good stuff, the best bars. You want the best beats. You want all of that, the top of the line, so that everybody can get your best work.
Exactly. You know what? Now that you said that, I think writer's block is that moment where you feel like you're not creating heat. You know, when you write something, you know when it's fire because you want everybody to hear it. Oh yeah, hey, you calling folks, making posts on Facebook who want to listen to this new piece that I just wrote.
Right.
But then when you write something and you go back and read it, and you're like, it's missing something. It's missing a little sauce. I don't know what it is, but it's something about it that's not sitting well with me. So that period of like not being able to produce something that actually makes you feel like you did something spectacular, it can be a hindrance.
Yes.
Now, what projects are you working on now? Or do you have coming up?
I have a single coming up. That's coming up in the second week of September. That's called Needed, and that's actually has a feature. My guy Watt, WAT. He's from Take 3, an R&B group, trap soul group, called Take 3, and they've been doing some dope stuff in the community as well. So I tapped in with them, and we created this single that's gonna drop for the cozy vibes. You know, fall time coming up and winter time coming up. So we got the cozy vibes, summer ending, and so that's gonna come out in the middle of September. Called Needed, a single. And like I said, I got an album, SIMO 5, the 5th installment of Step Into My Office. This is gonna be an anniversary album, and it's gonna be the greatest hits from Step Into My Office 1 through 4. It's gonna be some of those greatest hits, and as well as some new music as well. That's supposed to be dropping at the beginning of the year, New Year, January, and that should be coming out.
Okay, big stuff happening. Can you let everybody know how they can, keep up with you, where they can stream your projects, and also can you let them know exactly how, if they wanted to record at your studio, how they can do that?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at CEO Norel, NOREL _ CEO Norel _ That's my Instagram handle. And so in my Instagram, I have the links to all my music. You can reach all my music, all albums, all singles, everything that I've ever released. You can reach that, and you can see some music videos I've dropped. You can see all the content I have on my page. And as well, you can reach my studio page from there. But I go ahead and give my studio page is at SIMO, SIMO _ studios. SIMO _ studios. That's my studio page. And through the link in that bio, you can book a session with me. I have the instructions. I have my price list on there. All the different services you can purchase, and as well as pictures of the studio, so you can see if it's the vibe that you're looking for. So just go to those two pages, at CEO Norel _ and at SIMO _ studios, and you can check out all my music on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere.
Okay, cool. Now, my last request is, can you give some advice for any up and coming artists?
My advice for up and coming artists is, number one, don't quit. Just don't quit. Just keep going. Keep going. No matter how many wins you see other people getting, like, you just got to know that yours is coming. Your day is coming. Your time is coming. So you gotta stay ready. You gotta stay ready for that when that time does come. So you gotta keep going and don't quit. My other advice would be is to invest in yourself, because I feel like every time I made a drastic improvement, it was because I invested in myself. So when I went from making music on my laptop and a $50 microphone to making my album on a faster laptop and studio professional equipment, my sound jumped levels. It just jumped levels because I invested in myself and I actually bought some equipment that was over $100. Like I was always under $100 trying to stay. And not that that's a bad thing, but the more you invest in yourself, I feel like the greater reward you will see. And that comes with that could even be classes, or if you needed to learn how to do a new skill. I spend hours on YouTube learning how to do things that I do in the studio for other clients. So like I'm always looking to improve myself and invest in myself that way, whether it be education or with equipment or with features as well. So sometimes people be stingy on paying a producer for a beat. You be stingy on paying somebody for a feature. But I mean, if you think that person can bring more eyes and more views to your music, then it might be a good investment for you. And so just things of that nature, promos on Instagram, anybody can buy Instagram promotion. And so that's another form of investment, I feel like. And just things of that nature. Because you got to think about your artist as a business side and not only the creative side. So I feel like a lot of artists nowadays, or not nowadays, but just a lot of artists, they just only think about the creative aspect. Oh, I got this new album. Oh, I got this new song. Oh, I got this new cover art. But they don't never think about like, how am I going to promote it? When is my release date? Do I have a release party? Stuff like that. Things of that nature is the things that I'm trying to focus on, that I'm encouraging other artists to focus on. You want to focus on the business aspect before you even release it.
See, and that brings everything full circle. He just explained to y'all that aside from your creative side, you have to think about the business side, which is why Step in My Office is on
Step
brand
into my office.
for Mr. CEO Norel. Thank you again for tuning in with us here for Art on Arkansas. Everybody, if you just tuned in, be sure to go back, rewatch the video. It will be posted after we end this live, and share this video. You never know who you can bless. Some gems were dropped today. Again, CEO Norel, I'm
Appreciate
super proud
y'all.
of you. Your facial hair, you just growing up. So thank you again. And everybody else, thank y'all for tuning in.